So this is video number 2, and this time we're going to look at our defensive work, how we set our lines, our individual skills, and how to set our ABCs. So similar to the last video, we're going to look in depth at how we need to set our systems in place. So in this example, we saw that they attacked us and didn't do much. However, when we slow it down, we can see there's big problems. First of all, we are not setting our defensive line well. Yeah, we should have 3 girls in the space of 1 there pushing up, but instead we have a big gap between 10 and 12. So as we see, it forces 10 to come up and 12 to come inside, which creates a huge gap between 12 and 13. In a second, you'll see what that means to number 13. Again, it's because we're not setting our lines. It's confusing. 12 does eventually push out in the correct way, but 13's already started getting sucked in because of that huge gap between them both and the fact that the hips have been turned. She should be moving up, but she's now moving inwards. What that means is as it plays on, you'll see a pass here, and that girl, if she catches the ball, is straight through the gap, scored a try. And that's just because we didn't set our defensive line correctly. It was way too wide. We didn't come up as a line. We had some girls moving out, some coming in. So we'll see the next example now. Same again. Okay, we've got 2 girls making the tackle and maybe Jacqueline for the ball. But then we've got other girls coming in. Remember, we say we're defending lines. Why are we not in lines? We, again, bunching up, going towards the ball, not getting ourselves set in our ABCs. So we should instantly be getting into ABC. But instead, we all get sucked right into this tiny little area. Okay, so we're not setting our ABCs. What that means is a huge gap between the girls closest to the ball and the next one's out. So as it plays forward, we've got one half of our defensive line moving from right to left, and the other one's coming in also to try and block that hole. So as the next tackle comes in, instead of us being all nice and set, we're all sucked in the middle again. And again, we're not getting ourselves in a nice defensive line. So we want our A and B and C should be getting there ready. So our C should be pushing beyond where Florence is, and so Florence will be outside of the C, and the whole line gets to move out wider. Okay, we still got a couple of players on the other side set our ABs. They take advantage of this by just going out wide, nice and easy, because we were so sucked in. Again, chasing the ball, not actually getting ourselves into our systems. We have to do our systems. We defend in lines, we get our ABC set. Okay, ABC setting was a big issue throughout the whole game. We get a couple more examples now. So watch as Jamie goes in and makes the tackle. Watch how every other player around her, how they react. They should be going straight in for an ABC. So Florence is straight in there into the A position, which is good. Now all these other players need to really work hard and just get into ABCs on both sides. Boom, ABC, boom, AB on the other side, on the short side, okay? We should be in a line ready instantly, but we're not. We're mulling around behind. Okay, there's a huge gap now because Florence has to try and plug that massive gap. She starts moving out away from the A. Okay, Mimi, you're coming round, trying to plug the gap as well. Ellen and Jamie is up from the tackle, but they're all kind of moving sideways. No one is set. It's all moving. It's all wiggling all over the place instead of having just 5 girls stood there, not moving, set, ready to go. And what happens is they come back in and straight through. Okay, we see the same thing happen in a second now. Again, you'll see in a second, I'm going to count the girls for you. So in this small little area around where the tackle happened, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 12 players in a tiny little area around the tackle. Again, we should just be spreading out ABCs instantly. Okay, this is what we have been working in training and what we need to carry on practicing. Get set in our line. Okay, as you can see, because the ABCs aren't there, there's a huge gap. If that girl would have run, there's a massive gap for her to run through. Luckily, she tries to kick. But if our ABCs are set, there's nowhere for her to go. Okay, Jane's chasing back here, but actually Jane should be in the ABC, and then our winger should be coming in from the wing to come and get the ball. Okay, so again, like in attack, the defense, again, don't get sucked in towards the ball. Set your lines, keep your spacing, and get ready for the next play.